Welcome to the KYP podcast. My name is Danny. I'm with my co-host,
James.
Kevin G.
and we have a special guest today.
Chuang or Little Waterboi, whatever you want to call me.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome, brother.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit tired. I know James and I had a late night out. Waterboi, you know, you said you had a big night too.
Big night playing Mario Kart.
You can't even remember, you know.
Yeah.
Things got heated, huh?
Yeah, we get pretty heated playing Mario Kart at our crib. Like, you know, like I used to be good, but like now I'm starting to lose all the time. Like I don't even know who I am anymore. It's like fucked up.
You're finding yourself scheduling like one and a half hour
100%,
blocks.
bro. Like I hide my Nintendo Switch in my backpack so that other people don't see me practice. But I practice.
You brought it with you today?
Yeah, it's in my backpack.
Yeah, because you play with your roommate, right?
Yeah, I play with my roommates. I play with like clients, the Bahay staff. You know?
Yeah.
Every time
Nice.
people come over, like everyone knows how to play Mario Kart, and like we get a little competitive with it.
Yeah.
I have this one roommate. He's from India, and like when he came here, he was like the least confident guy in the world. Like he always had his head down and everything. But like, yeah, he was ass at Mario Kart. But like slowly he got better and better. And now that he's good, he's such an asshole. He never stops talking about it. You know.
The true
Like
personality.
he wakes up and it's like you're a loser, and I'm like, fuck, man, damn.
Dang. Sounds.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is he?
He's 21. He's a kid.
Yeah, sounds like me
Yeah.
when I was 21. Not
you know.
gaming.
So much shit. Yeah, but those guys are the most satisfying to beat.
Oh, yo, 100%.
Oh, yeah,
When
it's
people
the best.
talk, like that's why you got to beat them. You know, stay humble.
That's why you pack in the Switch,
Yeah.
telling your roommate, "Oh, I'm just
Silence.
gonna go for a walk in the
Yeah.
park." And then you just sit on a park bench and run that shit.
Don't worry. A week from now, like I'll give you guys a report, but I'll make sure to beat him by a good
Yeah.
like 10-second margin or something. You know.
Gotta see the
Something
dub,
crazy.
man.
Just got a red shell in, bro, at the last
Yeah.
second.
So yeah, it's I think the last time we actually sat down and talked.
It's been a hot minute, bro. I don't remember. Like maybe did we hang out in Toronto ever when you're in Toronto? I don't think we ever hang out in Toronto.
I went to your I went to the show
Yeah.
with the 6 set.
Yeah.
And I also went with you to MB Nell.
Yeah.
But it
That's
was,
been a while.
yeah.
MBNL was like last year, April.
Yeah, it was like summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, ever since then, you know, that was like on the tail end of your tour, right? Your
Yeah.
US tour.
Yeah.
And ever since then, you know, when I see you on social media, like you're just all over the place now. You know, you're
Yeah.
still doing the recording studio. Now you're involved in Montreal. Like you're part of the city now.
Yeah,
like
of
you
course.
you have
Yeah, on the
Bahay
news.
Festival.
Yeah.
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 So like, you know, you must have been having a pretty busy couple months.
Yeah, I mean, busy years. Yeah,
Years.
it takes a long time to like just get stuff started, and in a way, I still feel like I'm just starting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I put like how do you say it? We put our foot past the door. You know, people know who we are. They're trying to get us to program shows, like produce shows, book shows. Artists are hitting us up, being like, "Hey, I want to tour in Montreal. Can you set something up for me?" But yeah, this is just the beginning. Like we still haven't had like a breakout moment per se, And I think that's what a lot of people in the industry are waiting for, a breakout moment. But
But
I feel
definitely
as
a
though
lot
it's
of
coming.
traction, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, you know, we kind of connected during like your first year of
Yeah.
setting up Bahay, and you know, you were still
You
performing.
were at the first event ever.
first event ever.
Yeah.
That was the Call Privé one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
been a
that.
minute.
The
Yeah.
mosh pit. I remember the blue eyes.
It was good times, and like in retrospect, I feel as though a lot of people we take things for granted because like I feel as though we made history in a way. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like having like a bunch of like Asian kids come out to listen to like local like rap music. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
People turning up and like mosh pitting and shit.
Yeah, nobody like we never really heard about that before. You know, at
Yeah.
most the Asians got like one club night a week at a really
Yeah.
mid
Like they play like
shitty
the
shit,
most
yeah.
top 40 music possible. And like
They throw in a Tokyo Drift and call it an Asian
Yeah,
night.
exactly. There you
good
go.
night. Yeah. So, I had a question for you. You know, because when you first started out,
Mhm.
it was like just starting to build that traction. Not a lot of people knew you, right? So a lot of the work was kind of like getting the stuff out there, getting the name out there.
Yeah.
And now it seems like, you know, the name is starting to have traction, and you actually are getting a lot of opportunities with that. And now the work seems to be a lot more kind of event driven.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you, does it
What's up?
feel different? Does it feel easier? Does it feel harder? You know, do you kind of miss the whole days, or are you, you know, this is what you expected and you're happy to be dealing with the problems?
Real talk, bro. I don't even know what's going on half of the time. Like, I don't remember what last year was, or 2 years or 3 years ago. Like, pandemic, like, did that really happen? I can't remember. Like, I'm always on the grind, bro. But like, I'm thinking about it right now. I guess like the major difference is like being more efficient. You know what I'm saying? Like before, like it was a bunch of kids, we're just trying to figure it out, and everyone had their ideas and everyone chimed in, and everyone always had debates about everything. And it was like 20 people doing the same work that I'm basically doing with 2-3 people right now. Like, you know, when our events team, it depends on the big events, we get more people involved. But like when we do stuff like, you know, the night market, we had like 10 dates, but that's basically me and Mandy doing everything for those 10 dates and getting some
10
volunteer help,
dates.
you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wait, what do
the
you mean 10
logis-
dates?
like last year there's the Chinatown market,
Yeah.
night market. You know, you guys know night markets,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, like it's like is it an Asian thing? It's kind of an Asian thing.
It's
It's based on like, you know,
Yeah.
markets.
Yeah,
Asia,
Asian
yeah.
markets, right? So
Yeah.
like there's like food stalls and stuff, and yeah, it's just open at night and it's outdoors. People get food. It's summer. It's hot. So people try to bring that Asian experience to North America, and it's been a thing in Toronto. It's been a thing in Vancouver. Montreal kind of slow is catching up. But yeah, last year they gave us a night where we got to program the entertainment, and they gave us like shitty night because I just don't think they understood what the youth, like, you know, what the youth culture could bring to the Asian market. But we brought mad people.
Yeah.
So like they
Damn.
were like, they were happy about it, but some people were almost upset at how many people we brought. You know, like the elders were like,
was
"Oh
a
my
riot.
god,
It got a
they're
little rowdy.
disrupting Chinatown. Like they're fighting. They're fighting. It's like mosh pit.
Mosh
you
pit,
know.
yeah.
So yeah, but they saw what we did, and then they gave us like randomly like 8-9 more dates out of nowhere. They're like, "Hey, so September is actually," because before they weren't sure if they're gonna run it for September, but it was pretty successful up until like mid-August when we did it. Literally like 3 days after our show, they're like, "Hey, yo, do you want like 9 more nights in September?" I'm like, okay." Back then, you know, like I'm hungry. I take every opportunity I can get. So like we took the 9 nights. We tried to figure something out and set up something cool for all those
Yeah.
nights. Yeah.
It's kind of just like
Dang.
it's kind of just like getting at whatever's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And that's why like the last couple of years have been a blend because
Yeah.
you're just constantly on the next thing.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys also do like a night market in winter time?
Yeah, like it's the same team basically. It's Marché Asiatique. Do you know what Deuces is?
Deuce is Wild?
Deuce and
Yeah.
Fuck.
Deuce
Jesus.
is Wild is
Fuck,
still
that is
around?
No, they're not. But you know Yifang? Do you
Yeah.
know
I know
Yifang?
you fan.
Yeah, she runs Marché Asiatique.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
You know, in college, I was like I helped promote some of their club events
Yeah.
when I was in college just to get like free drinks,
Yeah.
and free entrance for myself. But yeah, so Deuces is not around anymore, but it's just like it's are they all involved in Mash?
No. It's really just Yifang.
okay. You fan.
Like Yifang, like, you know, full adult, like, you know, has
Yeah.
a kid now,
Yeah.
everything. Like, you know, this is her business, you know. So, Marché Asiatique partnering with Partenariat Quartier Spectacle. You guys know Quartier Spectacle?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They program all the shows in like the
Yeah,
Quartier
basically.
Spectacle area.
The
And a
Places
little
all
bit
area,
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, broadens to all the areas near Quartier Latin, Chinatown too, and then the city of Montreal. So everybody collaborated to do Lunar New Year event. Basically, it was an outdoor like parade on Saturday, concert on Sunday. They put us in charge with the concert.
yeah,
Yo,
Nice.
that was a hardcore like day for because I remember I was shooting I think for YCPA,
Mhm.
and then we had to after my shoot we had to go to Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
And basically there was the parade in the morning. I think it was afternoon or something
Yeah,
like that. There
afternoon,
was like
yeah.
the big ass parade, and no way you're getting past in
Yeah, it
that
was
main street
hectic.
of Chinatown. Like people were sitting on top of the you know that red restaurant with the wooden with that wooden, like I'd say the fence.
Yeah.
Like people were sitting on there, people were jumping on top of snow piles. I had to head to the restaurant. It took me basically 10 minutes from the entrance of Chinatown to where the square is, where the chat time is. It took me 10 minutes to go walk from there to there because it was impossible to go. And then I think after the parade, you guys presented, you guys danced on stage.
So that was
sang.
the parade was Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the concert's on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like there was 2 events, but like both were pretty busy.
Yeah.
I saw on social media the turnout was pretty strong for winter. Like
at the beginning of the show, it was crazy, but then it started like having like hail, and then like people, but it was still like people stayed through hail. Like, you know, like not everybody did, but people did. I appreciate that. That's fire.
Montreal's honestly different, man.
Yeah, Montreal weather's different, bro.
Stronger, yeah.
Since moving to Toronto, like every time I come back, it's noticeable. Like the people are just more, you know, ready to go out and have a good time.
Yeah, Toronto people are very like more serious, I guess. Like Montreal, just like people just want to chill. People just want to do something.
Even if it's minus 40 degrees, they're having a friggin' rave in the old port.
Yeah,
They're
exactly,
going to the night market.
Yeah. Yo, all I'm gonna say is the summer night market this year is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's
because like last year was very last minute. You know, like the same way I told you guys, they just gave us one date. They didn't really know who we were like that. But this year we've been planning with them, and like
you've been planning already. It's in the works.
And the night market from last year was the first post-pandemic. The lunar night market, same thing. Like this year we've been planning, so it's gonna go crazy.
Awesome, man.
And do you only deal with the Asian night market, or do you also deal with like, you know, Shoni, the Korean
well, I mean, when they book us to perform, we perform. You know, we have DJs, we have performers. Like I performed at Shoni last year. Mando DJ'd at the Korean. What was it called? The Korean market?
Like the Pocha?
Pocha
Yeah.
MTL, yeah.
Yeah, Pocha MTL. Yeah, we just like, you know, if people want to book us, you know, and like the event makes sense, the rates make sense, then we're out there, you know.
Nice, man. Shit.
Yeah, so like how did you guys get connected with festivals in the beginning?
Well, I mean, we put our names out there. I mean, we've been doing the work.
You guys outreach,
yeah,
for sure.
No, but I mean, just like, you know, we make a lot of stuff, you know, we make a lot of music, we have our own events, you know, like we've been doing the work, you know, so like our resume is there. But when it comes to the night market, like, you know, they booked us for one day because they were like, oh, cool. Who is this Bahay Collective? They have a little traction. Okay. Their videos look cool. Okay. Let's have them for an event. But like how we got all the other dates is because we showed up, you know, we showed up, you know, tore that shit down. Yeah. Yo, who else is like, you know, mosh pitting in the middle of Chinatown? You know? You can hear it through the whole Chinatown.
Honestly,
you know?
that's so funny that like the old Chinese people that are meditating there, like all one day they just see like a bunch of youths moshing in there.
But it's not even they're meditating. Aren't the
They're doing Tai Chi or something, no?
Well, aren't the people chilling in front of that space like they're always how do you say that? They were
Falun Gong.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a movement against the Chinese government.
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Protesting there.
Yeah, it's a protest.
All the time? They're just always there?
They're not always protesting,
Like
but they're
dead
handing out
winter.
flyers. It's like a persecuted group in China. It's like a religious group, Falun Gong.
Oh, I heard of them.
And you know they were kind of targeted in China, like they would.
But I don't know if those are the people that said we were moshing in China.
No. The connection is very muddled.
Okay,
I was just trying to make a funny analogy, and then
Is it the same as are those the people that do the I don't know. I hope I don't get canceled. That Shen Yu thing, is that what it's called?
No,
that's a different.
No,
Yeah,
that's different.
Okay.
No.
Like Shen Yu's the dance thing?
Yeah, it's the one with like the crazy YouTube ads all the time.
I've
Oh,
been seeing
true.
it everywhere, man. They're really pushing that.
I think
But-
that's just an.
Oh, but
act
you
with
saw
the
it. How was
combat.
it?
No, I didn't see Shen Yu. I just saw Lunar New Year celebration thing.
Oh, okay.
But Shen Yu, is it Shen Yu? Like, can someone tell me if I'm saying it right? Is it Shen
Shen
Yu?
Yu?
I think it's part of the Grand Ballet de Montréal. I think it's like a performance.
They're performing there, but it's like a tour. They're doing it everywhere.
Oh,
It's
okay,
made.
yeah.
It was made in New York, but it's apparently that their group is banned in China.
Their group is banned in China too.
Yeah.
Shit.
So many
I don't know.
things are
I've heard
banned in
political
China.
stuff. Look, I don't want to get into it. I'm not even Chinese. I'm just stirring the pot right now. But
Yeah, you
I've
know.
heard people like have like very strong opinions against that thing. Like,
I mean, there should be a reason, like underlying reason, right?
oh yeah. The reason is like it's like weird anti-China propaganda.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
Asian.
Shan
but-
Yu is?
Yeah, it's Asian.
But it looks so. I would have thought the Chinese government was
No.
like sponsoring
It's the other way
it.
around. It's like, okay, this is okay. I like it again. I have no
Off the
opinion.
record.
Yeah, we're
on this.
just
I
off the
don't know
record.
anything about this,
yeah.
but like this is from what I've heard is that they're banned because they're doing propaganda against China. So they're recreating the Chinese history from a different lens that picks out like the nationalistic elements and stuff like that.
But
Through
then
art,
again, if you
right?
think about it, like anything that is not verbatim what the Chinese government wants is
It's
basically
Big Brother, bro. They
Yeah,
create the
they
narrative.
want everything.
Like more than Shan Yu is banned in China. A lot of things are
Yeah.
banned in China.
I mean,
but-
Winnie the Pooh is banned in China.
You guys got to pull up like
Hey, yo,
an
yo,
expert
chill.
to talk about this.
Yeah,
you know
we're
what I'm saying?
we're not qualified
We're
to
not
talk about.
I'm not
about it.
qualified.
Yeah.
I don't stand by anything.
Yeah.
Just again,
I mean, I'm
disclaimer. I have no opinion. This is just what I've heard.
But this cancel thing
Yeah.
is real. Like even before we started posting, we were just doing a lot of recordings and banking it, right? But immediately when we go on the pod, I noticed we all speak more carefully, even though we're still kind of talking in having genuine conversation.
Yeah.
Just like the wording, just subconsciously, I have to say it more carefully.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
You
Yeah,
have
gotta
to,
figure it
bro.
out.
You have
Because
to.
I remember one of the members in BTS on the
Oh.
news, they were saying like, "Oh yeah, we support the people of Taiwan," and then a bunch of Chinese people started hating on BTS, like cancel BTS, cancel BTS. It's just like
China acts
Yeah.
quick and very,
Very quick.
efficiently.
Not to defend China, but America acts pretty quick too. I'm not gonna get into which topics, but they pull out the cancel card pretty fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
I agree.
For
they
sure, for
can't.
sure.
Yeah.
The only difference is in America, sometimes you'll get a 50-50. Most of the times, at best, you'll get a 50-50 split. Half the countries agrees with the move. You cancel the one person, you'll see in the comments, half of them are like, yeah, fuck,
Yeah.
cancel that motherfucker. And half of the comments will be like, this is crazy, whatever. In China, once it's decided, because it's, they have more centralized
Yeah.
control. Like, there's only one
But
party,
then the
one
rest of the
dude.
world is like, the rest of the world is on the side of whatever China's canceling. So in that sense, they do get internet protection.
On
too.
the side of
I th-
what China
I think every country does canceling because I know Korea,
Yeah.
like they like to cancel Japan. Like if
yeah,
some
there you go.
they like denied invading Korea or something, they didn't want to apologize, and then the Koreans were like, "Oh, we'll cancel all Japanese products." It's just like I don't know. It's just mixed with political and
Yeah.
Well, everything's
economics.
political, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy, and it's also part of history too, right? Like some countries are just, yeah, we didn't do this, and then like all the kids are learning in school that like, oh yeah, World War II happened, and like us in Japan were like the little fish, and we were like getting attacked by like the Americans and stuff, and then people are like, no, like why are you guys teaching that in school? Like you guys actually did horrible things in like different country, but it's all like political stuff mixed with history.
I was told
socioeconomic.
that in high school, okay, this is at Brebeuf. This is like, highly, highly respected
Yeah, highly
institution.
respected.
I was
very
taught
academic.
that the indigenous genocide was an accident, bruh.
Oh,
Jesus.
they taught you that?
Yeah, they basically said like, "Hey, look, it's the disease, man. What can we do?"
Oh
about
yeah,
it?"
okay.
plague.
It's
I
the
do-
disease,
I do
man.
remember. I do
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. So I remember all the history about
Yeah.
that stuff. It was just very like mild stuff about like their longhouses, the wigwams, and
Yeah.
then the one comment about that stuff was like, yeah, rats brought the disease.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. You
and
know why?
accidentally killed everyone.
They were burying kids in front of the schools, man. Did you guys hear
Yeah,
about that?
100%.
Like
And,
200 kids found.
It's like it's not just the disease; it's like the infrastructure that they set up, like
Yeah.
marginalizing, taking the resources away from them, and straight up killing them. Oh yeah, we killed only like 5% of them.
Shit.
So
Yeah.
they literally raised an entire like population and like.
Well, the
But-
goal was to come and take the land.
But at least one thing you gotta give Quebec education is that they don't shy away from the fact that the plains of Abraham was. They teach you that in school, which was the shortest battle in history. Lasted 17 minutes.
Yeah,
and
they
we
were
lost.
flexing it.
They were
Yeah, what the
flexing it,
fuck?
like,
Wait, isn't that the one where they were facing the wrong way and got cooked?
no, it was
No,
the one,
that's not the one. Okay.
it was the one where the British were about to invade the city of Quebec.
Yeah.
And then basically like
They gave up.
it was a bunch of
Did we get
red
the dub?
coats.
Did we get the dub?
Dude, we lost in 17 minutes.
We lost in 17
No, they
minutes.
gave up in 17 minutes.
Why are they flexing it? I thought like they're flexing it because we cooked them in 17 minutes.
So I think it's because it's like a mix, right? Where the British took control of Quebec. Then the government came in. We were majority English government.
Yeah.
And then Murray came in, like, I think 20 years later and said, you know what, Quebec, like, we respect you. You can keep talking French.
Yeah.
And then now, like, Quebec, that's why Quebec is the only, like, province that still speaks majority French. But it's because Murray gave power to Quebec to continue speaking French, or else Quebec would be speaking English by now.
Interesting.
So they could have had they could have made the decision to just never gave it back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You give
but-
an inch, you take a mile, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one of the only few things I remember because I'm a big war historian.
Yeah, my
Nice.
history is really weak, but you know, with that context, it kind of makes sense why people here are so you know, holding on to the language is so important. That kind of makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's also because they think that everyone out there is after them for some
Yeah.
reason. And I think it's a majority of movements out there, right? Like
Yeah.
people who feel they're personally attacked by other people's action, you know, people who are very big into all these social endeavors like racism, and like they feel they're personally attacked. And that's why like the French, they feel like, hey, this is our city, this is our province, and you English people, all you immigrants are coming in, you're not learning French, you're stealing our jobs.
Yeah, you're
And-
coming to get our education, and then you're going.
yeah, exactly. And
you're
that's why they're so
leaving, yeah.
defensive about it, right?
But what do you think, Waterboy? You think that like
Is it like all hot topics today? Like
no, like
I guess that's what's on the
because
mind.
Yeah.
because there's so many immigrants, right? Like
Yeah.
Asians coming in,
yeah.
from all parts of the world. Like, do you think that really heightens what you guys are trying to bring with Bahay and everything, like the culture wise?
Yeah, I mean, like I guess like basically it's in our whole like birthing. The reason we exist is because we didn't see shit like this. You know?
Yeah.
We felt the need to make it, you know,
Mhm.
and yeah, we made it, you know, and then that's just like how we go about things. You know, it's not like a overarching political scheme or anything. It's just more like, yo, my homies aren't getting booked. Let me book my homies. Let me do something cool.
And you're hooking up like the creatives, because a lot of
exactly.
people on
Yeah.
Insta are hitting us up because they saw the JT video,
Yeah.
the pod, and they're like, they work with you guys, like photographers. And one of them was Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler, are you
Yeah.
familiar with Tyler? Tyler Seller. He's like a photographer, videographer. He works with like Igloo Fest. He was doing like the,
Okay, very
the
cool.
media for Igloo Fest.
Yeah.
And he also tours with like some rappers like Bankroll Hayden,
Nice, very cool.
Lil TJ, stuff like that. And he just reached out to us out of the blue. He said, "Oh, you know, I saw your episode. I also know Bahay from certain events and stuff." And yeah, that's been a really cool experience for me because you know, we've only been posting our stuff for a month and a half now.
Yeah.
And to finally get like people responding to it, hearing what people have to say, and seeing it resonate with people, it's really
That's fire. You gotta keep the community going.
Yeah.
Right? That's how
Yeah.
you foster it. You get people to comment. You make sure you answer their comments. You know, you're responsive.
Yeah, that's a great feeling because
Yeah.
for 6 months we were talking on the pod and you know not hearing a lick
For
of
a year, bro.
feedback. Yeah, for a year.
Cool.
But yeah, shout out to Tyler Seller. Like he's really about connecting community, like building a community and connecting other people in.
But I think that's what the Montreal like creative scene is doing. I think like
We need to build the infrastructure. You know, like other
that's true.
cities, like Montreal has great music, has great talent, has great art. I feel as though being an artist is like be a way of living, you know? Montreal people act like artists. You know what I'm saying? So that is unlocked. But on the business side, like, you know, the infrastructure is
We're
not there.
lost,
Like funding, like there's just not a strong enough industry, you know? Like you're not gonna go anywhere if you don't get bread. You need bread. And if you don't get bread, you're not gonna invest into other music related things. And like, you know, it's like a whole domino. So like the funding side needs work, the networking side needs work, depending on what kind of music you make, you know. But yeah, in Toronto, you bump into Drake and Drake likes you, it can change your life.
There's like
But-
farm leagues and
Yeah.
stuff for it's the infrastructure is there
Yeah.
as you say.
But like in Montreal, who can you meet in Montreal that will change your life? I don't know.
And
Yeah.
even like you look on the website of the government of Montreal, right? Looking at all these grants and stuff like that. They have like different programs for startups. And startups in Quebec are actually pretty good. Like
Yeah.
the government gives a lot of money, but for you to start something up, you go down a list, and that list says you have to make something sustainable, good for the local economy, that makes jobs.
Mhm.
And in that list doesn't include anything photography related, anything art related, anything music related. So if you do all of that, the government considered it as like a high volatility, it's like
high risk.
industry that it's not worth funding, and it sucks because
So you see like Korea,
funding for art is different though. Like in Quebec at least, like there's like programs specifically just for art. Like shout out CAM and Calc. Yeah. So that's kind of how it works. But the thing is, like, I feel as though there needs to be more education about it, in the sense that we did an event with Factor, Bahay X Factor. I don't know if you guys know Factor, but I don't know what it stands for. I'm trying to remember. Foundation, something artist, Canadian, something recording somewhere.
Yeah.
But they fund a lot of artists that are nonprofit. But yeah, we did a collab event with them to educate our community about Factor grants and what's available. But like, yeah, there's a lot of things available through Calc and CAM and Canada Council also. But the thing is, I feel as though that's what I mean. People aren't there yet. A lot of people just aren't applying.
Yeah.
You know?
And you had to go out and actively research this stuff. I remember we were sitting on your couch talking, and you were telling me that it was like a week where you were just doing a lot of research, reaching out to different grants.
Yeah, just to try to like reach out to them so that like I can get the info and like share it with the community and like try to collab on different things, you know? Like that's what we're about. We're trying to create genuine change in the music industry here, you know? Not, I say industry because it's not just the music, it's the industry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work in Montreal.
The music is here. The industry is kind of it's still getting built, right?
Exactly.
So now that you've kind of gone to other cities for the purpose of touring and for the purpose of music, have you been able to see kind of how the music community is in different cities, like in the States?
Yeah, like networking events. Like Montreal, like, you know, there's networking events, but a lot of times I just don't think the infrastructure for them is that strong.
It's not organized?
I'll explain, but a lot of, like, I just don't think they have the manpower to get to that point of organizing. Like the reason the Factor X Bahay event worked is because I met someone from Factor whose job is to outreach, you know, and we connected on that. But like, you know, a lot of people think you have to get to the labels, right? You got to like get their attention. You do, but like they make it out to be something so hard to like, get to. But that's because I feel as though in part, depending on the type of music you make, that might be because you're in Montreal. Because in Toronto, New York, big cities, they're looking for you. It's the opposite. They have these networking events where they say like, hey, look, I'm X label. I'm literally here. And you're going to meet a lot of other people at this networking event too. Please come, you know? I've been to networking events in all of, like, maybe not all. But yeah, even in Milwaukee, bro. Like people hit me up in Milwaukee when I was like out in Wisconsin, bro. So like I met these guys, like I'm wearing their, like it's crazy because I'm wearing their sweater right now. This is Unfinished Legacy. And they're like a clothing brand, but they're kind of music collective also. And like they recently collabed with the Milwaukee Bucks on like streetwear, Milwaukee Bucks streetwear.
I saw that
Nice.
Milwaukee in 6.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, like there's people, you know, community people, connecting people happening a lot in other cities that should happen a little bit more in Montreal.
And do you feel that in Montreal it should be more like someone or a group takes the initiative to create the infrastructure, or do you think it's a collective effort that we all have to put the effort in to build the infrastructure together?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the latter, but yeah, like someone has to start it. So in the sense, it's the former and then the latter, you know,
Okay.
like
It's kind of like the one group starts it, but then all the other jumps in and like helps
exactly.
put the stepping stones for the next one in line.
Yeah.
I feel like there just hasn't been like that big of a trailblazer in Montreal. Like in Toronto, like you said, there's Drake, there's The Weeknd, there's Roy Woods, right? Those type of people who blew up to the mainstream, and you know, if you have someone from your hometown that's like on the radio, that's like top 10 on the charts, you know, you're very proud of that, and it probably inspires a lot of
But
young
real
people
talk, though,
to
these
look at it.
artists make it because there's already an
There's already
infrastructure.
an infrastructure.
Yeah, and some people set that up, you know?
Wow.
And I feel as though, like, yeah, like, I don't know these artists personally, but like for the most part, like, you know, artists versus industry people aren't always overlapping. Some artists are more artists, some artists are not. But like, yeah, to make something like this, it's not just artists most of the time, you know? It's like actually industry people that are really good at what they do and have worked their way up to be able to build something. Also, we lose our talent now that I think about it.
Oh, because the people who could
Move out, eh?
Yeah.
who could you know, be the trailblazer, they end up going to a bigger market.
If I'm the best A&R in Anglophone music, in Anglophone rap music, and I'm from Montreal, like I can't really
I'm sorry,
stay
what's
here.
A&R stand for?
A&R stands for artist and repertoire. You're basically talent scout / talent trainer / like, you know, basically like all labels have a head of A&R, and that person has a huge say on who gets signed and who doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that we're kind of breaking it down, it just sounds like, you know, there's a big music scene in Montreal, but it seems like most people are just focused on doing their own stuff, and nobody really has had the vision to kind of organize.
I think we're getting there though. Like I'm saying all this, but like people are trying, you know, it's just hard. You know, it's just like something that takes time also.
But that's very exciting to be at the forefront of building an industry, right? Because one way to look at it is like it's you can look at it as a negative that we don't have the infrastructure and stuff. If we were in Toronto, you know,
it's an opportunity now.
Yeah, but the downside of there's a downside to being in Toronto as well, where the infrastructure is already there. Like there's already a hierarchy set and stuff. Whereas here, you know, it's still being built. Like the opportunity is there. It's like the market hasn't been created yet. So the first people to get in there have
let's role play a little bit. Like I see you say that's the downside. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like different
there's pros and
artists
cons,
career paths, and like maybe we can like rank them in terms of like which ones are the most feasible. Like, you know, if you're born in a major city, huge competition, but huge network, you're going to meet a lot of people. This is something I noticed from people being in a huge city, or you're in your bubble because there's just too much going on. I feel as though the ones that are actively out there in major cities, they do pretty well for themselves. Pretty well. The other big way I see blowing up, people blowing up, or people like really going the distance musically, a lot of people grow up in a tiny ass town. They focus on their music. They really hone in their craft, and then they move to a major city, and they're actually good. Because a lot of people move to a major city, they think their whole lives gonna be set up. But if you're not that, if you're not him, if you're not her, like, you know, like you're just gonna get drowned out, and I think like, sorry, I'm just like going on so much.
No, I love it.
It's very interesting.
But if you're soft skills, you know what soft skills are? You know, like soft skills over hard skills, in the sense that if you have a good attitude, that's so important now that I think about it. Because if you're somebody moving to a big town and then you thought you were the guy, and then you're not, and that discourages you, then you're not gonna go anywhere.
If you're not able to check your ego, it won't allow you to develop. Because if someone else is telling you, hey, you need to work on this, you're not quite there yet, and your response is like, fuck you, I'm the man, you don't know me, you can't develop, right? I kind of had that experience when I changed jobs and moved to Toronto. Like, you know, I thought I was nice at this shit, whatever, talking to people. I can do a sales job, no problem, even though I have no experience. When I actually landed there and saw homies who were, you know, who had sales coaching, you know, been doing this for many years, I got humbled a little bit. And my response was like, okay, I'm not quite there yet, but if I listen, if I learn, you know, if I take the mentorship that's available for me from people who know better, I can get there. And, you know, slowly you get there, but you have to kind of go through that discomfort of accepting you're not quite him yet in order to 100%. Begin the journey of becoming him. Becoming him.
Kevin's first like debut EP, Becoming Him.
Becoming Him. You got that's a good one. You got a album cover in mind? Cover art for me?
Becoming Him.
What am I?
Well, you know, like the little kid, like, you know, Lil Wayne, he does like him as a little kid, but with his new like, you know, adult clothes or adult like tattoos and stuff. Yeah, just like you dressed up like this.
Yeah, like the creative vision.
You're a little kid.
I like that. Damn.
Becoming Him.
Wow.
Anyways.
But like looking at the industry, looking at how Montreal is going in terms of the progression of the infrastructure, you think like we might be getting somewhere within like what 5-10 years or?
Well, we're somewhere. We're already somewhere. Like we got Grammy. We got Grammy here. We got multiple Grammys. Shout out K-Tronada. Shout out Dirtwork. I don't know if you guys know Dirtwork, but he produced with like a lot of people, J. Cole, Kanye West. He has a production Grammy. And not production Grammy, but I think Song of the Year, and the producers get a Grammy as well. So yeah, we're somewhere. But like the question is, where do you want to go? Like, you know, you're asking me are you asking me where we're gonna be in 5-10 years? Like maybe describe it, because I do think we're already somewhere. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were just mentioning about like the lack of infrastructure and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I
it
figured
could grow
like,
more.
Okay.
You know?
What do you think the next stage is for Montreal when it comes to that?
The next stage is a top 40 artist in like, you know, Kate Shonada has hits, but he's an electronic artist, you know. But I feel as though it hits different when
a pop artist.
They're an icon, you know, like they're just always out there. People talk about, you know, so someone like that, top 40 from Montreal.
Is there anyone on the radar that you think could fit that bill? Maybe not anytime like in the next year or so.
Kevin
but
G,
like
bro.
Coming up.
Yeah, Kevin G.
Becoming him. Coming out.
Yeah. Yo, so some perspective I changed in like, you know, how I A&R and how I develop talent is like, you focus on like yourself, you focus on tangible short-term goals, but like a lot of people just jump the gun to like, I want to be the biggest thing, but there's so many little steps
you have
before
to
that.
build it one step at a time, one block.
And I feel so, yeah, everyone has to go through those steps. So how I feel as though, yes, I should be able to have a hunch of who's going to make it all the way, but you don't know what happens all the way.
To see,
there's a gazillion steps, but there's artists that I believe in. There's artists that work their asses off. Like, you know, like at Bahay Collective, we have like Mando. She hasn't dropped anything this year yet because we've been planning a lot, but like she's doing huge things this year. Yeah.
And she recently learned DJing, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was right before I left for Toronto.
Yeah.
You guys she was taking the DJ lessons, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now she's DJing for Ted Park. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
we all gotta learn fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no time to waste. But like, Mando's resourceful as fuck and like works hard as fuck. And like what I was talking about earlier, soft skills over hard skills. Like, she's constantly willing to reconstruct, relearn everything to do it the right way. You know, like no ego there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in terms of, you know, all these upcoming artists like Mando, right? Like, what can we do like as creative Montreals to keep these artists here for them to keep progressing in Montreal?
Yeah, or even as audience, you know, as consumers.
Well, I think content is huge. Like, I think any artist appreciates content. So like, if you guys like, you know, want to make content with them, I think that just creates a whole other door of, I think as other creatives, content is so huge, so underrated. I think there's this other concept that I explained to like artists developing themselves. You're trying to create a breadcrumb trail, and I think that applies to like podcasts too and stuff. But I think for artists, it's huge. What is a breadcrumb trail? It's when a fan just recently discovers your music, then gets really into you. They're gonna look at every single thing. You need that trail, you know, because they want to. They're really into it right now. They want to watch 1 hour worth of your content. You know, they want to watch podcasts. They want to watch, and then after that 1 hour experience, they're locked in for a while. You know, they're invested. They know your life story. They saw you shoot your shit and all that. Like they know your little quirks. Yeah.
So you need to have that content ready for when someone has that interest.
Yeah.
Like if you only had one video and they had that interest, but then they try to check your breadcrumbs, but you don't have much, you know, you only had one video.
They can't connect on that deep of a level.
Right.
And like, you know, fans connect with artists, not the music. Yes, they connect with the music. That's the entry. But what they really connect with, what they die for, what they scream for is the artist, you know?
It's who is this person?
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of person is this?
Have you guys ever thought of just because I know you guys have like a big ass team of creatives under, but kind of some few documentaries or some little things on behind the scenes of how you guys work?
Yeah,
we
think about it a lot. It's just like we do so much stuff at the same time. Like,
so much.
Yeah, it needs to be teamwork, and that's why we bring the industry involved. Like, in Montreal, everyone loves to do everything themselves, and that's great. That teaches you to learn these skills, but like realistically, you can't literally do everything. No. It's impossible. So yeah, if anyone wants to make Bahay content, I mean,
yeah, we'll plug
hit us up.
We'll plug the contacts.
Yeah, for sure. And also any artist, like, you know, while we're doing like plugs, if any artist wants like artist development tips and like, you know, help with like, you know, building a vision for your career, like, you know, I feel so like I'm pretty qualified for that.
Yeah, that's one thing about Waterboi. Like, you know, for your whole journey when you've been pursuing this, it's always been like you wanted to have a community element. Like as you learn more, you always turn back and help others who are, you know, at the stage you just passed, to like pass out the cheat sheets and stuff.
Exactly. Like I'm just like, that's just how my mama raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it. In a way, I don't know. I feel so it might have affected my success in the sense that if I was more selfish, maybe I'd be somewhere else. But at the same time, it'd be different. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like it's different definitions of success. But I'm definitely someone that like I'm paving the way so that other people could come up with me. You know, I don't need to like hold like, you know, I'm not gatekeeping shit. I'm kicking down the door. You know,
and I know like you know, like you guys always have these big parties that's like super cool where people can come to your studio and meet you guys. Have you guys ever thought of just having like something more casual where people can just come in, you have a little workshop day, people can see, like try different things? Because I know a lot of guys out there, they're like scared to reach out to bigger people, right? And if you make something that's a bit more open where just some beginner, advanced, intermediate like artists can come in and you can help them with the tips.
I think we already try these kind of initiatives. I think the key is consistency, right? Because like it's hard for people to spread the word if you don't know when the next one is. And like I thought about what you said, and like I think that's something in the works for us. Is like we make these events, and I think every time we have them, people find it very valuable. You know, they're very happy to attend. But we should make it monthly, weekly, or at least have some kind of consistency where people can bring their friends to the next one. You know. But yeah,
because you had the free studio time, right?
Yeah, free studio time, like for a weekend thing. Then we had a networking event that weekend too. We've done other networking events in the past, like you know, the Factor X Bahay collaboration. You know, so we should, if we had regularity, I feel so that would be a hit. And I think. Yeah, man.
You just need
I need more help. I need more. I need more people. Come on, guys.
How is he gonna do that while he's touring, while he's doing the food festivals?
Well, I mean, I don't need to worry about touring anymore. I guess I don't do my artist shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm really more focused on like the artist community, and the Bahay artists like Mando and Young NG.
At this rate, 24 hours is not enough for
24 hours.
Yeah, that's literally how I feel. Like some people are like, "Yo, how do you work so hard?" And I'm like, "Bruh, I just wish there was more hours in the day for me to work more." You know what I'm saying?
Two of you now.
I just exactly, because I just want to get the work done. You know, really, really badly.
Delegation is important now.
Yeah, for sure.
Last question here. Do you ever find it, because you're grind, you know, you wish you have more time. Do you ever find it, wake up one day and like, oh, I don't want to do this? Like,
yes and no. Like I'd say not as much as other people. Like I'm very, very motivated about what I do. So I don't think that's a problem that I come across often. But it does happen where I have moments where I like just don't feel the intensity to like go ham at it, and just wish, hey man, it would be nice if like I could make more bread and do less work, you know?
Sure. Don't we all, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't we all?
But you know, in those moments, I just I don't know. I don't know how to tell other people, because I don't think it's an easy skill to just give to other people how to be passionate. But bro, I'm just a man. I'm like Prometheus or like Icarus or whatever, just trying to like do the impossible just because like I want to. You know,
you want it so bad. Like
you have no other choice, right? You didn't give
I feel like I have no other choice. I gotta find a way. I gotta like do it.
Yeah, and from like 4 years ago, since I first met Waterboi, the enthusiasm has never changed. Like it doesn't matter when I see him, what context I see him, he's always, you know, he's always on the same wavelength. His mindset is always on the same, you know, target, and that's very admirable, man. Respect,
man.
Yeah, just a random thought, but like on that wavelength, I feel as though what we do like with these podcasts, like we're building that breadcrumb trail, because I really do think like people don't see it, but you work your whole life to blow up overnight.
Yeah,
you know? I think at some point something's gonna take off.
Exactly,
and people can watch all of this. It's
very
cool.
And that's kind of what we hope to bring into this whole conversation about trying to help build the industry out in Montreal. We hope to do our part by kind of helping artists put themselves out there. Their music is out there or their art's out there. It's cool. Like, we're very interested in the people, and I think that could be a valuable addition to the breadcrumb trail, as you say. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, I learned a lot today, man.
Yeah,
respect, bro. I
Yeah,
love
it's
what
a
you
lot
guys
of
are doing.
industry terms.
A lot of
and,
experience.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
you've came a long way.
Oh, thank you. When's this podcast coming out?
That's a good question.
I think this is gonna be in like what 2-3 weeks, like 2-3 months,
2-3 months.
give or
okay.
take. Well, we can
But
always
we can
accelerate
bump it.
Yeah, we can bump it up.
I mean,
bump
if
it.
you guys want to bump it, we can talk about the anniversary event so that this
All
comes
right.
out right before.
Yeah, I can bump it up
You wanna talk about that?
That would be like 3 weeks.
in 3 weeks.
Okay, we could do
3
that.
Like the
Yeah,
event
for
is
sure.
in
We
a
could
month.
post this tomorrow, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible. Yeah,
Because we're
like,
But not tomorrow because we haven't even announced the event, but maybe like 2 weeks, 3
In
weeks.
2 weeks,
Just
yeah.
Let us know. Yeah,
coordinate with us. We have no problem.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks
matching.
is perfect.
Yeah, 2
True.
weeks. Okay.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Did you want to add? something
Yeah, I
on
wanted
that?
to talk about the anniversary.
Yeah, tell
event.
us
Like,
about the anniversary event.
You should go. But beyond
You
that,
should
like,
go.
Because earlier you spoke about it, because the first one was kind of just coming out of COVID, not to mention like just the city
the
regulations.
first one, but the third anniversary, because that's like we missed our first two.
Right,
of the
right,
pandemic,
right.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, that was coming out right out of the pandemic. We had to rush it. But this year, usually we always like. We change things up every year, but like a lot of times it's focused a lot on like who we're bringing and the hype around that. But like we really want to give back to the community and do something more on the experience, like all the people that we love and that we've met through Bahay, we kind of want them to just come back and like reminisce on all of that, so it's a lot more of a, I don't know how to say it, but it's an experience. It's called the Bahay Island, and we're kind of like taking everybody to a virtual island for like one day. It's an event from like 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. There's going to be like island food, restaurants and stuff like that, like setting up stalls. There's a 3D projection of an island. Like you're basically like
3D projection. What does that mean? Like 360,
Like immersive?
Like a projector.
like the Van Gogh type thing.
I didn't go. Oh,
Like the immersive.
I
the
heard of it, but I
immersive,
didn't go.
like-
But yeah, there's like walls all around Osgang, and like we made a 3D render of being at the beach.
Wow.
So you guys can experience that, and it's like 4 to 10, right? So like you get to see the sunset and everything.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
it's
so
fucking
it's
sick.
active.
It's
It's
real
like
time.
the background's
Yeah.
moving and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so it's
Real
like
time.
all day, like and we put little Easter eggs here and there just for fun. But and there's like activities, and like it's really an event to connect the community, the artists, all the people that that were involved throughout the years.
What's the date again?
March 25th
March
at
25th.
Osgang Plaza.
Awesome.
Is that a hotel?
No, Osgang Plaza is like a venue that's like really flexible. They let you
Okay.
like, customize a lot. Sometimes there's concerts there.
Okay.
So they have great audio. The projector all around was like
Nice.
one of the main things. That
Will,
we really
will there
wanted.
be performances as well?
It would like just imagine we're taking you on an island. If anyone went to Crazy Rich Asians, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
We took you guys to like like a little like I don't know, like a secret like mansion party kind of thing. But this time we're taking everybody to an island.
Wow.
In a Bahay way.
Yo, that sounds
Yeah.
fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
March 25th. You coming?
We,
You coming?
we gotta be there. Yeah.
You're coming, bro.
We
You gotta
be
come from
there.
Toronto.
We gotta be there. Yeah.
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 For real.
All right. Well, I think that's about time. Gotta wrap up, but thank you so much for
Thank you for having
coming
me.
by.
dog.
Yeah,
Always
bro.
Don't
Yeah.
hang out. Air fist bumps there.
Boom,
Fist
boom.
bumps, bro.
Yeah, it won't be
Yeah.
the last time either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Danny, you wanna take it away?
Well, I just wanted to know like where can we find like more on Bahay and you?
Instagram, every social media, but like we're big on Instagram. Personally, the artist, there's I'm not really dropping music like that anymore. I still produce and songwrite, but I'm a little Waterboi. You can find me on Instagram as well. Mando on Instagram is Mandotology, hyperpop artist, DJ also, and we are working on releasing Young NG's music, YUNG space NG, Young NG MTL on Instagram.
Awesome.
Nice, man.
Perfect. So thank you for tuning in to this another
course.
episode of KYP. My name's Danny. I'm here with
James.
Kevin G.
and our special guest.
Lil Waterboy or Chuang.
And remember to
Kill your pride, baby.
Yes, sir.